Saints Row 2, we're doing the activities, the apartment chop shops, double A gamer for life, and in some of these demented priests will be in there, but mostly me. Okay, the chop shops are not being done in any particular order as far as which one I did first. Okay, they're being done in alphabetical order as far as the video walkthrough is going, and the whole activity list is basically like that. Some time ago, we did all the. Hang on a
Autor
sec.
would appreciate the requisition of specific automobiles. We of course will compensate you for your efforts.
Okay, so these are the 8 cars on this particular list, and
If I don't kill someone, sir,
the
I'm
thing
gonna
about the
forget
chop
now.
shops, and it's kind of a nice feature, is that you don't have to return it to this particular chop shop. So if you're closer to one of the other ones, the blue destination marker may pop up to a different chop shop to deliver the vehicle. Okay, like I was mentioning a second ago, is that sometime back we did all the Saints Row 2 collectibles. The stun jumps, the tags, the CDs, the barnstorming, the races, achievements, stuff like that. And the things that I didn't do at those particular times was the activities and the missions. And it's just something that I want to do just to complete my Saints Row 2. And it's to upgrade all the activities and the missions because none of those have any voiceover commentary. And the reason why I waited to do that was because very little needs to be done on some of these activities like these chop shops. I'm only doing them because it just makes a complete list. And, you know, people still like to check them out, and that's awesome. But very little video help is needed to kind of to do these, not like doing the stun jumps or the barnstorming and all that kind of stuff. And there are a few activities where a little bit some video help is helpful, but for the most part, you know, a lot of these do not need any help. But I'm still doing them just for the sake of having a complete activity list. So pretty much every activity in the game is going to be on this playlist. Chop shots, hit the Hitman list. You know, all the other activities, drug running, snatch, and trailblazing, and all that. Okay, now when it comes to jacking these vehicles, like I said, this particular list was like the third or fourth one that I've done, and it's been a while since I actually played Saints 2, so kind of needed to like, you know, reconfigure myself to the controls and how the game handles and that kind of thing. After playing Saints the Third and Saints the Fourth and all that, you know, coming back to this game, you know, kind of have to learn the controls all over again. But anyway, I found that it's much easier if you know, you don't shoot at the vehicle, get in front of it, jam it up, and then just shoot the driver, get in it, take it to its destination. If you start shooting at the vehicle and you miss a little bit, they're going to go like ballistic and you'll have to chase them down. So this method kind of works pretty good for me, and I've been doing it pretty much for all the chop shop lists, exception of the first one that I had to kind of relearn this whole game again. You know, out of all the Saints Row games, Saints Row 2, in my opinion, is probably the best as far as the story, the attitude. I mean, not taking anything away from Saints the Third, the gameplay in that was just top notch. I love the mechanics, the melee and all that was pretty good. But Saints 2, it just kind of, you know, it was kind of just ballsy. But the story was second to none because of the way Saints 1 kind of ended. You know, Saints 1 was a very good game. Unfortunately, I've not done it as far as making a video walkthrough or any of the activities and collectibles and stuff like that. Definitely not going there. A lot of the vehicles, you'll see me go to the certain area, you know, the barrio, and I'll just find a place and I'll chill and just give it a minute for the vehicles to kind of spawn up and then chase them down. And like I said, I pretty much use the routine as far as getting in front of them and shooting the driver whenever possible. There have been cases where I will, you know, just run up to them and jack the car that way. Okay, this particular vehicle I believe is up a level, but I decided just to go outside and jack this van.
Shout it out.
Okay, so if you know the game pretty well and you know where the chop shops are, and like the blue marker kind of takes you to a different one, you're like, yeah, no, I'm going to just go to this one. I know where it is, and it's easier for you. By all means, as you can see where my blue square is, but I know about my chop shops right over here, so I'm going to just go ahead and deliver it over here. Okay, a good fact to know and try to remember is that, let's say you got a vehicle in your own personal inventory, which is one that's on any of the chop shops list. You might not want to get too close to that blue marker. That actually happened to me, and I was crying the blues because I lost a pretty good truck. It was just an accident thing. It just kind of happened. And my friend's like, you just deposit your vehicle in the chop shop? And I was like, yeah, I didn't want to do that, but it happened. So like I was saying, I head over to the destination area and I'll just find a place to park and chill for a bit. There's a lot of footage cut it out, me waiting, and sometimes what I'll do, I'll wait for a couple minutes, nothing happens, so I'll drive a block and sit there and just chill. The last time I did the chop shops, I kind of deposited all the vehicles in my garage and just took them there and made a video like that. So this time I'm actually showing you what it takes to find the vehicles, how I jack them, take them to the chop shop. Most of the time when you get to the later part of the vehicles of a list, it'll give you a wanted level, 1 star, 2 stars, 3, whatever it is, and so on. So again, if you know the map pretty well, you know where the chop shops are. Some of the shortcuts are cool, but you know, sometimes they kind of jam you up, so alright, so we're going to be heading down to the airport here. I would definitely recommend, if you're starting out Saints 2, first time through, doing the escort activity, so you're able to have your homie deliver you a car, and then doing the insurance fraud so you can get your infinite sprint. All that really makes a big difference, and then maybe doing the base jumping so you don't take any damage from a fall. All that is really good stuff to have. Just makes your life a lot easier when you're trying to play through the game. Saints 2, or pretty much the Saints game in general, at least 2 and 3, it's nice that you're able to do a lot of this stuff outside the missions. The game requires you to do some of the activities to build up respect to unlock them, but it doesn't hinder you from doing all the activities. So even before getting into like the third mission, which basically there's a whole game to do, you know, you can do all the activities. As you can see, I have like 61 respect, so I can do 61 missions, which is basically more than the game has And by the time I actually do the missions, which means I'll have all the activities done, I have infinite respect. I don't know, the bar's just full. It's got the little infinite marker up there, so and the thing about Saints, Saints the Third, Saints 2, I can't really comment a lot on Saints First because I did play it, but it was a long time ago, and I don't remember exactly how the activities related to unlocking weapons and infinite ammo and all that kind of stuff. But Saints 2 really hooks you up. If you do the Saints, the Snatch missions, the one in the Chinatown area or the downtown area will give you, infinite SMG ammo and SMGs as well, which are the SMGs that I'm using. And with Saints the Third, doing the activities gave you respect, and which you were able to buy your upgrades that way, and it's just awesome. And when we actually got to roll in the missions in Saints the Third, we had infinite ammo. We didn't take fire damage, or I forget exactly all the things, but taking the time to do all the side stuff, it just ranks your guy up so much that when you get to doing the missions, it's just awesome being able to have infinite ammo for your weapons and that kind of thing. With Saints 2, doing the activities gave you the ability to upgrade your stuff when you completed the activities, where the Saints the Third gave you respect, and then you bought your abilities that way with your respect. So, plus it was also a level thing with Saints the Third. So if you had enough respect and then you were leveled up enough, you could unlock your upgrades that way.
Thanks to Philocytology, all is forgiven.
But as you can see, doing the chop shop, basically you just pick the vehicle, go to the area it tells you to, and then just kind of chill a little bit. The biggest help is just getting in front of the vehicle and shooting the driver instead of having to chase it down. I forget what list it is where you have to go for the ambulance. That ambulance kind of worked me a little bit. He winded up getting away from me. I had to chase him down, and you got a wanted level, and the ambulance winded up blowing up because it took a lot of damage. But when we get to that one, I'll kind of throw a couple of helpful tips at you. One mostly being that you can just call the 911 and have an ambulance come right to you, shoot the guy, and then you can be like right close to the chop shop. I didn't do it that way. I did it the way the game wanted you to do it. Basically go to the area and wait for it to pop up on your map, but I will show that, or kind of give that information when we get to that particular vehicle. For me, this chop shop's easy to remember because mostly the burger symbol right there, which I actually believe is a donut shop, but anyway, I know when I'm getting there, it's the next turn after to cruise down to this chop shop. So like I said, just get to the particular area, find a place, park for a minute, give it a second. Sometimes it won't even take that long. But the thing about this game is that you'll see the marker, you start heading towards it, and then the vehicle will disappear. That happens a lot.
Have you ever felt like
When I'm trying to do the status quo with the big limo, that kept happening to me. Every time I go after it, the marker would disappear. So that's just one of the things about this particular game. You know, Saints the Third had its own way of doing the vehicle thefts, and there's a lot easier things you can do as far as using the police forgiveness or gang forgiveness or whatever, but body just flopping around inside the car there. Gotta love it. Okay, so I believe with the chop shops you're gonna unlock 2 special vehicles, and then the other 3 chop shops do not give you anything special as far as you know, vehicles or anything like that, just money and respect, which is fine. A lot of the unlocked vehicles, I don't know, they're not very useful to you. Mostly being the Saints Combine. I mean, really, it's you know, what the hell are you gonna do with that thing? But anyway, it is a vehicle that you unlock, and like I was mentioning earlier, this vehicle kind of worked me a little bit. Every time I saw a marker on the mini map, I go after it and it disappeared. And then one time I saw a limo and it was able to get away from me, so I kept kind of coming back to this area and finding a place to park and chill and just kind of waiting for a marker to come up. And you can see the vehicle I'm driving took some damage. Especially with the limo, you don't want to shoot at it from behind. You want to do your best to try to get in front of it. Don't hit it or anything like that to spook them. And you know, shoot the driver. That's pretty much the best way to deal with this.
You really think you could take my crew?
Okay, you are going to get a Wanda level, and I know over there is a forgive and forget, and this limo is kind of tough to deal with, and then having the police bashing you around isn't going to make your life any easier. So if you can make it to the forgive and forget, but then the chop shop is real close to that forgive and forget anyway, so
Your phaeton levels are all good now.
So like I was mentioning way earlier in the video, you don't have to take it back to the chop shop that you started the list on. Any of the chop shops will take the vehicles, so this one was closer and we just delivered it there. And that wraps up the apartments. If you like the videos, you can always support us by checking out the ads.